Hi guys, how's it going today? It's Daryl here from Daryl and Andrea. I just wanted to shoot a short video here. I wanted to talk a little bit about goals and some dreams, and because I kind of sat down the last few days, as you guys know, Andrea and I were working an online business, and I just wanted to go through some of what our goals and what are some of our dreams are, at least what mine are, because as you all know, like she said, she wants to stay working, more or less by choice than anything. She recently finished her degree and she wants to make some use of that. But as far as I'm concerned, I want to make sure that she has the choice if she wants to stay working or not. But it's as far as for me, I've got a lot more goals, I suppose, and I have a lot more whys. We can talk a little bit about whys as well. Um, some of my whys is if anybody knows me, I come from a blue collar background. I drove a truck for a lot of years. I worked in the oil field for a lot of years, and I didn't like feeling like I was a slave all the time. I had people tell me that you know, the only reason we have a job at all is because slavery is illegal, and I think a lot of that's true, right? Um, I'm out there in the rain, middle of the night, you know, whatever kind of weather conditions, it's 40 below, it's 35 above, and we're out there working through all of it. We're slogging around in mud. We're carrying stuff that weighs more than we do, and all the time, all the while you've got somebody behind you cracking the whip, telling you that what you're doing is it's you're not working hard enough, you're not working fast enough, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And for me, it came to a point when I was like, you know what, I've had enough of this. I don't want to do this anymore. And so I started looking for something else. And for a lot of years of my life, I spent learning money and finance and stuff like that and learning. And I figured that by the more I would learn about that, the easier life would get. But I always found that I was just a little bit short. And I had lots of goals, I had lots of dreams, and it just never. The harder I worked, the further it seemed away to get away from me. And you spend all this time, working away from home, working away from, working in camp. I had I've got a 12-year-old son, I've got a young daughter now, and it just didn't make sense for me to be away anymore. And so my biggest why is my family. I recently found out that my father has to have an open heart surgery, has to have a valve replaced, and I look back on the last 10 years of his life, and I wonder myself, did I really make the smartest decision not spending as much time with him as I could have instead of spending all this time away from home or with my boss or whatever, right? I think I alluded to this in another video where if something happened to me tomorrow that my boss would simply replace me. He doesn't really care, at the end of the day. So anyway, so I went through and I started with my whys. Okay? And I don't know if you guys can see this very well or not. I'm trying to have my monitor here so I can try to see it. But as you can see, I've got my wife and my daughter, my son, my brother and his kids, my grandparents who, my grandfather's 88, my grandmother's 80, turning 84 this year, just turned 84 this year, and then my parents, right? So as I said, one of the most important things to me is I don't necessarily measure what's important in my life based on my own life. I think Jesse Isler once said that, you know, if I'm average, I'll live till I'm 88 years old. So you can actually work backwards to say, how old am I today? Well, I'm turning 40 this year. If I'm lucky, if I'm average, I've got 48 years left on this planet. And you can look at it that way. It's like, okay, well, I've got 48 Christmases, I've got 48 birthdays, et cetera, et cetera. Or you can look at the people that are around you and say, my grandparents, are 10 years past that. Every day that I have to spend with them that's a gift, man. And every day that I spend out working and not with those people is a day wasted, right? And, I mean, I know we have to work and we have to earn a living, but these are reasons to think or things to think about. Same as my father, like I said, he's 72 years old. If he's average, he's got 7 years left. Oh, sorry, I said 88 years old. 78 years old. Sorry, is the average life expectancy. So if I'm average, I've got 38 years left. My father, he's got 6 years left if he's average, and with this heart thing, who knows, right? So every day is a gift with him. Um, the other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was the differences between goals and dreams. A dream, you can have a dream board. And I strongly recommend you guys do this. This is my dream board. And again, this is something that I've recently done. I've been a pilot for a lot of years, just a private pilot. But I put up here, that's a Diamond Star DA-62 twin engine job. I would love to have my own airplane. I'd love to be able to buy that airplane. That's a GMC 3500 Denali. I want one for pulling so that I can carry my ATV and pull my travel trailer and go camping and pull the boat and everything else. Right? I'd like to have a really nice truck. I'll come back to that one. This one here is just in general, back to my whys. I'd like to be able to take my entire family on a Mediterranean cruise. As you can see, Andrea, me, Landon, and Rowan, that's my youngest daughter. Take the whole family on a Mediterranean cruise. And actually, there's more to it than just that. I'd actually like to take some of my extended family as well, the people that are on my why list. Rig Pigs Barbecue. I always barbecue. If you got anybody that follows my channel knows that I put up the barbecue videos because I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things in life. And Rig Pigs Barbecue is actually one of my side hustles. And I always said that if I made it in life, that I wouldn't give up barbecuing anyway. So Rig Pigs Barbecue. If anything, I'd get myself a new trailer, get myself something, pull it behind my new truck and whatever. But I'd keep Rig Pigs Barbecue. And then down here is the check. I wrote myself. I once heard that what was his name? Jim Carrey wrote himself a $10 million check before he starred in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, and after the movie he was able to actually cash that check, right? So I wrote myself a $4 million check. I didn't quite go that big. My wife says that I needed to add a zero to that, say 40 million, but I mean let's be real. If I made $4 million, I would probably have enough to retire on. If we want to grow beyond that, by all means, do that. But I strongly recommend that everybody that has goals and dreams in life, this is your dream board, right? This is what you dream of. The difference between a goal and a dream is really simple. If you take a dream and I say to them, okay, I want to take my whole family on a Mediterranean cruise, and I apply a date to it, a time and a date, and I say, okay, I want to take my entire family on a Mediterranean cruise, and I want to do that in September of 2022. Boy, that really changes things, doesn't it? Because now it's, instead of a dream, it has a real definite date to it, and your mind kind of clicks. It's like, okay, how am I going to do that? First of all, how much money do I need to do that? To buy everybody a ticket to Italy essentially, and how, and then backwards engineering that. How am I actually going to accomplish that, right? And then you can do that with all of your dreams. And there you go. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the stuff. I mean, those are the things that you might want in your life. There's other things that maybe are goals too. Maybe you're into philanthropy. You want to give back. You want to set up some kind of a scholarship fund for kids at a school or a university or something. Maybe you want to build schools in Africa. Maybe you want to contribute to your church more. Maybe you want to, like I say, spend more time with your family. Maybe you want to spend more time at home. Do you want to work from your pajamas? Do you want to quit your job? Do you want to tell your boss, screw off, I'm done with you? Do you want to, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, if you put a date behind it, definite date creates definiteness of purpose. And that's really important. So anyways, I hope you guys got something out of this today. It's probably droned on a little longer than it should have, but I hope that's helpful. Thanks. Have a good day.